Hi guys, my name is Jenny and today is the 31st of May, so you know what that means. It's time to convene again in the monthly BookTube Club. Today is the May edition. I'm not gonna be able to upload this in time, but who cares? We're gonna celebrate this day with tea and cookies. I don't have any tea, but I do have cookies. These are actually homemade. It's sea salt and caramel. They taste ridiculously sweet, but also ridiculously good. So good. I actually had a lot of stuff going on this month, so I'm really surprised that I actually managed to finish reading 4 books. Now, this is quite a mishmash. There's no particular reason. Well, there actually is a reason behind every one of these books, but there's like no common thread between them. So the first book that I read this month is actually Sanditon by Jane Austen. And you guys can probably guess why I read Sanditon, because there's currently a new web series that started I think 2 weeks back, and it's with Gigi Darcy from the Elizabeth Diaries, and it's called Welcome to Sanditon. So I really wanted to read the book before the web series started, and I did. I actually have I think a collection of completed works by Jane Austen at home, and I think I've gotten through like half her novels, but I have never read Sanditon before, so I got it as an ebook and I read it and I really enjoyed it. I actually really like this proper British, like old British kind of feel in books and also in TV shows. Like recently, in the past couple years, British television, and at least productions with British casts, they're so phenomenal, and I think like my top 4 TV shows out of my top 5 are actually British productions, so really impressed. I know Jane Austen is a little bit more old school, but I still really love it. I still really like it. I know a lot of people find the social stuff boring, but anyway. So it's basically about this girl. She gets taken to the town of Sanditon, and there's the Parker family. Tom Parker? No, Tom Baker was a doctor. I can't remember what happened in this freaking book. Oh yeah, and there's the Parker family, and they want to turn the town of Sanditon into like this exclusive bathing town where people and tourists come during the summer. And if you don't know, Sanditon's actually unfinished because Jane Austen sadly died before she could finish the novel. So I think there are a couple versions which where other authors finished off the novel, but I just read the incomplete version because I just wanted to keep my mind open and I want to see where the web series takes us. So far I really enjoyed it. A lot of people find it very slow paced, but I don't really mind that, so yeah. Next off, I actually read Eleanor and Park by Rowell, and the main reason is because so many people on BookTube have been raving about it last month, so I got it and I read it and I loved it. It is one of the sweetest books that I've read so far. It's about teenage love, but it's not written in a way where you feel like, oh my god, there's so much hormonal overkill in it. It's just, even them holding hands, you just want to root for them and you really like it. It's done in a very nice way. It's very sweet, but it's not a sickly kind of sweet. Everything, the whole story just feels so innocent and so pure, even though these characters don't grow up in an innocent and pure environment. But their love, like the love between Eleanor and Park, is just so heartbreakingly beautiful. I think if you want to pick something up that just makes you smile and puts you in a good mood, you should definitely give this book a try. I highly recommend it. I really like it. Now the third book that I actually read in May is called The Reluctant Assassin. It's by Eoin Colfer. I know a lot of people have trouble saying his name, but I think it's Owen. I think I Wikipedia'd it, I'm not sure. But yeah, I'm just gonna call him Eoin Colfer. And it's the first book in his new series, which is called The Witness Anonymous Relocation Program. And it's basically about the FBI using time travel to reallocate their witnesses into the past, so they can't be harmed in the present. And in the past, there's Garrick, who is called the Great Lombardo, who used to be a magician, illusionist, and turned into an assassin. And he and his helper, Riley, they try to kill this man who actually is one of the time travelers, or the inventor of the time traveling machine. And Riley gets sucked into the future, and Garrick gets sucked into the future, and Garrick gets evil, twisted, mutated powers, and they travel back. And then the FBI girl, Chevy, and Riley go back into the past trying to stop Garrick, and it's a lot of fun, a lot of action. I really like the book. It has, in the beginning, I kept on comparing it to Artemis Fowl because I don't think you can help it when you start reading like the new series by Eoin Colfer. But it is quite different. The characters, I feel like Artemis Fowl had very distinct characters, and The Reluctant Assassin also has very distinct characters, but in a different kind of way. I feel like they are, everything that you read when you compare it, I know you should not compare the books, but it just kind of pales a little bit in comparison. Maybe I just used to really love Artemis Fowl because I read it when I think it was geared towards like preteen, middle school kids, and I read it during that time. And now this book is also geared towards that age group, and obviously I'm kind of out of that age group, so maybe that's why I didn't enjoy it as much as the old Artemis Fowl books. So yeah, but it's very action-packed, it's very witty, just like everything that Eoin Colfer writes, so go check it out if you really like his writing, and it's a really fun story to read. Now the last book is something that I usually don't really pick up, and it's definitely, you could definitely consider it as me branching out into a different genre, and it's basically called Tangled. It had a 4.6 Goodreads rating with I think like 900 ratings. So that is something. It's Tangled by Emma Chase, and it's basically chick lit comedy erotica. Yeah. And I was just going through like the top books in May, and I stumbled upon that book, and I'm quite intrigued by star rating. I am, because I found some brilliant books through that. If you look at the cover, you can tell that, you know, I already told you about my opinion on real life people on covers, and this did not raise my expectations towards that book. It just basically confused me how that book got such a high rating. And I read it. It's very explicit and has a lot of mature content, but it is written in a very funny and humorous way, so I got through it in like a couple of hours. And yeah, it was a very easy read. To give you a small summary, it's about this guy named, I don't know what, I can't even remember, Drew Evans. That sounds like, you know, like those Disney Channel cool kid names, which are generic but yet still very cool and easy to remember. I don't know, probably not, that's just probably me. And he is like a winner. He has money, he has sex, and he has the looks, and he has women. And then of course he falls for the one girl who does not jump into bed with him the first time he raises his eyebrows. And then his whole entire life kind of starts to change. That's a synopsis of this book. If that sounds interesting to you, if you want to branch out, if you want to try out some other genres, like I usually don't read chick lit. I have tried in the past, I just don't enjoy it. I don't really read erotica. But if you want to branch out into different genres, then go try it out. It's a very fun book to read, so have fun with that. So this was the May book club, illuminated by this eerie light. I just don't know why, but I like it. Tell me if you do, tell me if you don't. I don't care, I like it. I need to go pack now. I'm a master procrastinator because I'm leaving tomorrow in the morning, and I haven't really packed yet, which always sucks. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Tell me what you've been reading. Tell me what you plan on reading next month. Tell me if you've read anything that I've just talked about. And I hope to see you next month when the BookTube Club comes together again. And next month, hopefully with tea and cookies. So see you next time. Bye. Hazelnut. Stuck in my throat.